Okay, hello, my fellow foes. So I am gonna be doing my album listening. I know I just dropped the album, like the not album, but the actual MV reaction, and I'm still kind of in my feels with that. Like I legit like had to take like a not really take a I took a break, but I just had to go do something real quick. But like within that hour, I was still just like still choked up about the MV. So I was like, oh, like do I really want to go into the album listening like right after? Because I feel like if I continue on and I keep listening to the song, I'm gonna end up crying, and then I'm that's like the rest of the album as well. I don't know what to expect because I'm already in my feels. So like if they try to like come for me even more, I'm gonna full on like ball. And then I also wanted to do kind of like how I've been doing with like the Eunice stuff, where I've been doing like the color coded lyrics, but unfortunately like they don't have everything. Like for the not everyone like the fans still haven't had time to like properly go through the song and like translate and do that. So I might do like a separate video for that later. But I just want to like go ahead and listen to the album now. And I know I already did pay attention to the lyrics because I actually had them this time for the MV, right? So I already kind of know what for as far as for Pinocchio what they're singing about. But I guess we're just gonna have to go by like me what kind of certain like words that I pick up and like from just based on like the feeling and the vibes, right? But yeah, I know someone had told me that the fourth track was like completely like killed them, so like I guess I shall look forward to that. And I didn't look at the track list already from here, and I was like, oh, I like how they put Pinocchio in the middle of like both like other halves of like the songs, because I was just like usually you have like for the last album we had like like the like intro song, and then it was the title track, and then it went on to the rest of the B-sides. But for here it's kind of like giving us more like I guess they're gonna probably tell us maybe a story within like the title tracks. Not the title. Gonna be telling us a story in between like the tracks itself, and then get to Pinocchio, and then like the aftermath of it. But I guess we shall see what happens with the listening, y'all. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and start. Even though I'm like kind of I'm feeling the same way as I did when I was starting the MV. I'm feeling like very like kind of overwhelmed. I think just like because we only like I knew what from the teaser what it was going to be somewhat about, and I was like expecting that, but like I wasn't expecting it to get really hit that hard. And I was just like it really just like made me feel overwhelmed more in terms of like emotionally. So I was just like I was like yeah. So I guess we're just gonna let's just go ahead and get into it, y'all. Oh, they did them leading from like the ending AHOF like thing in the last album to this now. Oh, they actually made it into a song. I love that though. Okay, come on, JL. Aw, this is cute. Oh, come on, Woogie, with that little run. I love that they like sampled that part of it to make a song out of it. This like to make a new song. Hey, come on, Juan. Aww, I like that line a lot.
하루하루 계속 무너졌던 내 마음을 사랑으로 채워줘 붙잡아 서로의 손 두렵지 않아 더 이상 제자리에 모두 모여봐 세상의 길을 밝혀봐
Ooh, okay.
아무도 괜찮아 우리가 있잖아 빛을 작아져도 만들어낸 bright night sky 세상이 뭐라 해도 결국 하나가 돼요 Cause you and I 또 난 많은 숫자 Cause you and I 또 난 하나의 숫자 Cause everything is love
Oh, that was so cute. That was cute. Like, hold on. I don't know how you. Hold on, because I'm gonna get. That like I said, I really like that they use like the end because it was I think it's called the AHOF, right? The little ending like meant that they have. Like I like that they use like the backtracking of like the backtrack and like they basically like sampled it to make a new song out of it and like in a way to like talk about like the new beginning and like linking both albums together. I love whenever groups do that because Boy Next Door whenever they did their first to their second album they did kind of the same thing where they had like teaser not it wasn't like in the album you had to actually buy the physical album to hear like the like title like the little spoiler track and that was like it was a hidden track basically and it was just like an instrumental and it was basically like them like hinting at the next album and like the vibes of it basically so I didn't like think about if they were gonna do that like it didn't even cross my mind so I think it was very smart and very like because you're just like oh like wait a minute like you remember like oh this is like from the last track that we heard with their when they're talking about like their ments and everything and then like it bringing like I said connecting both of the albums together to continue telling the story it's really smart and just changing the whole like kind of like or making it like more meaningful and taking I don't know exactly like because I can't remember what exactly like the ments were but like it kind of feels like they're like taking like that meant like kind of those ments and also like making it like a deeper like kind of more like gratitude kind of way like towards the fans for that song but okay like I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I really like that and like it kind of also got me in my feels I feel like I'm just gonna be very like just soaking it all in just like letting like the feelings like overwhelm me at this point because I already on that like feeling and thankfully like my like feel like the choking up feeling in my throat has like gone away a little bit but I feel like once I hear the title track again or if they have any more songs that are gonna like hit me really like hard like that I'm gonna end up like full on bawling like or like just at least tearing up a little bit but this is fair warning for y'all but okay okay oh oh my god I love this already I love a good like jazzy kind of like trumpet kind of sound so like hey it's just like so like that groovy kind of like feel that I really like that was cute. just a little bit faster is what they're saying, right? Hey. I have something I want to say, but I'll say it at the end. That like no, okay. The runs in the background, like ad libs. I was gonna say, like, the way that I feel that they're like, cause then you know how I was saying that with certain like covers that they were doing, I feel like it was them kind of maybe hinting at like what maybe the like to expect what the album was gonna sound like. I feel like when they chose I'm over here like trying to think of what it was because I forgot the name of the title because I was so like it would just like occur to me and I was like I don't want to lose the thought of it what I was gonna say, but Dynamite, for Dynamite, it is kind of like this kind of reminds me of that kind of like it's not the same but like it reminds like the vibe of it reminds me a little bit of this song. So I was just like that's what I'm like really like thinking hard and looking back and like covers that they did and like certain like things where I'm just like was them being like oh like feeding us like in a way like hidden like little tidbits of them like saying oh like this might be what the album like some sort of song or like a certain song of the album might sound like, and I feel like it's kind of like that in a way, but I really liked it because like I said I really do like a jazzy kind of like if there's like a trumpet or like a saxophone or something, like I don't know what it is about like those instruments in particular, like I think it's just like the vibe of it, but it's like obviously more upbeat and more cutesy, but like I live for like I immediately like love a song if it has that instrument in it for I don't know what it is about it, but it just like something about it just I love, right? But okay, I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I was like, it brought a smile to my face. I was like, I don't know if it's like, if it's just me like thinking a little too hard about it and like, you know, like making it like somehow like make sense that way. But it just like, just thinking that it might be a possibility just brought like, made me like think like, like they were like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. But okay, I'm gonna listen to Pinocchio again. Like the deep part of that like killed me like oh, I didn't hear like the woo in the background. Schreibal's part is the one that like starts making me feel getting my feels and leading up to the chorus like the room part. I love that whoever vocals that is playing in the background of the melody. I didn't hear it before until now, but I love it because it's like very much leading into like them doing it later in the chorus. Oh, you can hear the clock ticking in the background too. I think they put it in there to like represent like the time, like talking about like time it takes to like, you know, when you to grow up and like learn from like all the choices and like things that happen to you, right? It's how I already like somewhat aren't picking up on the lyrics already just from hearing it like a couple of times, because like I've only listened to it when I watched the like I said, I told you the Sashinen Musubonen Gorka like part. I've been like singing that part ever since I heard the teaser. But then listening to the song for the first time while watching the MV, I was like, okay, really liked it, like easily picked up on like some of the melodies and like the song, right? And then the second time I was like, okay, kind of learning a little bit more. And then now I'm just like singing like the song in my head because like I hadn't listened to the album yet. Like I told you, I took like a little like break between doing this and like from the reaction of the MV. So just like from like listening to it a couple of times, I'm already like picking up the lyrics pretty quickly, and I'm just like loving it even more because like I just love the like listening to it more in depth and like picking up on the sounds I didn't hear. Like I said, like that there's like someone doing like a melody before we get to like Schreiber's like part, and like kind of like slowing down to get to the chorus, and then kind of going back to like, you know, them like doing the that part, like it's, you know, all coming back together. And then also like the time ticking in the background, I didn't pick that up either, but it's like also just fitting in more with the concept and like the meaning of the song. And I'm just like, it's just making me love it even more than the first few times. And I feel like I think I'm like finally like letting it. I'm not as emotional as I was the first few times because I was like I said, the lyrics were like getting to see it firsthand, like first time, right? And it just like, you know, hits you hard because you're not expecting it. But okay, now on to like the second half of the album. I'm like, is this gonna like get sadder now instead of like upbeat like from the other ones? Because like, you know, Pinocchio is like, seems like it's gonna be like that little middle like leeway ground before we get into like maybe a change in like tone of it. I don't know. I'm scared. Cause like just for the title alone, called "Never Lose You," like, oh, okay. Ooh. Kind of leaning a little way in like a little bit of R&B. The Jungwoo? Ooh, the guitar. I love a good guitar. Y'all know this already, too. Ooh. 에? 에이. JL's part already killed me. Ooh.
사람들은 아직도 몰라 우리 걷고 있는 아픈 길더 잘해볼걸 하면서 후회만 반복하는데 그래 완전지 않아도 지난 추억이 괴롭혀도 널
Oh my god.
이해해볼게
The high falsetto, oh my god.
꼭 잡아줄게
Ooh.
다시 너를 잊지 않게 이 모든 걸 지켜줄게 다시 네가 웃게 될까 너의 주변에 항상 있을게 다시 너를 잃지 않게 너의 빛이 되어줄게 더는 울지 않아도 돼 변치 않을 내 맘을 약속해
Ooh. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Okay, this is the last song, I believe. Okay. Okay.
지워진 테트릿한 글씨 끝에 어린 날 서툴게 적었던 감정의 기억들 잊고 있던 목소리 흔들리던 마음이 내게 먼저 와 아직 늦지 않았다면서 어제보다 나을 거라며 내일을 향해서
Ooh.
모진 나를 일으켜 사라졌던 내 마음속에서 길을 잃어갔지만 다시 새롭게
Something new.
마지막 남은 내 시간 네 곁을 떠나지 못한 얼었던 나의 얘기 나처럼 시작해 너와 잊었던 마음과 함께 우리 이야기를 계속해 잠들었던 일기 속에서 소중한 약속 다시 만날 거라 믿을게 잠들었던 일기 속에서 되게 적은 우리 이야기를 계속해 작은 떨림 속 큰 걸음
Hey.
걸어가 눈부신 오늘같이 내일을 써내려가 너와 하나 둘씩 채워지고 있어 아직 늦지 않았다면서 어제보다 나을 거라면 내일을 향해서 넘어진 나를 일으켜 사라졌던 내 마음 속에서 길을 잃어갔지만 다시 새롭게 마지막 남은 내 시간 내 곁을 떠나지 못한 얼었던 나의 얘기 너처럼 시작해 너와 잊었던 마음과 함께 우리 이야기를 계속해 사랑을 수 있어 흩어지게 될 때도 잠들었던 내 맘도 언제든 꺼낼 수 있게 하나둘씩 잠긴 일기 속에 펼쳐진 나의 마지막이 아닌 이상 마지막 남은 내
a high note. Ooh. I'm going back because. Okay, so I don't think I can rank them this time, y'all, because I think I need to listen to them a little bit more to get like to get more like into them. Like I do really like them, but like you know what I mean. Like I don't think I can rank them this time because I think it's more leveled this time. Where like the vibe of it, like because the first two songs are very like more upbeat in a way, and then like the second two after Pinocchio were a little bit more like kind of like heartfelt, but also like very like an emotion like a little bit more like emotional, like kind of not like serious, but you know what I mean. Like it's kind of more like sentimental in a way. Like I don't know how to describe it, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that until maybe I do, like I said, the more of like the like a like lyric thing for the songs that I haven't, because I this time around I was like more so I don't know what it is about, like I hope that I just like to like absorb myself in listening to like the vibe of the song, and I completely forget to like look or like think about like what lyrics or what the words they're using to like somewhat be able to piece together what the meaning of the song is. But for this one, it was like definitely a lot like more chill. I like how they like ended it off with this song because it makes it kind of seem that maybe like the whole thing was like maybe a dream sequence with like the whole like Pinocchio thing, like because sometimes like if you're like stressed as well, that also like affects like how you sleep at night, because if you're not sleeping well, you also like maybe tend to have like more nightmares or more like dreams, like kind of like you know what I mean, because you're like running on lack of sleep, so it's like it's not very like good, right? So them kind of like saying like it being called like the sleeping diary is like them kind of like, because the point of a sleeping diary is like you to like record whatever like you remember the like right after you like wake up from like sleeping, because sometimes like it's either like good like dreams or like bad dreams. It's supposed to like I guess help you like analyze like maybe what kind of like maybe like either things that are like good that are like happening that you're like happy about, or like things that are like if it's like a nightmare, like things that are like affect like what's like making you have that kind of dream. Like it's kind of like an analysis in a way of like maybe being able to like change certain things of like how like you think, or like make certain like make certain situations like better, and like work on them to like improve that way, like in sleeping, like health wise with your sleeping, if that makes sense. Like so I'm wondering like if that's supposed to be like the meaning of this one, where it's like kind of like relating back because to like Pinocchio in general, where it's like them talking about like the struggles and like them going through like all those like emotions and like pains of like what they say, growing pains of like them like having to experience things to like be able to like mature and like grow as a person. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to I'm not gonna be able to do that this time, even though really did like the song before this. I really did like this one just because it was a little bit more in a way like not really but like somewhat like R&B a little bit it felt. But I did also really like, honestly, the title track is still like I think my favorite right now, but I think I really did like run at 1.5 speed just because it was so cute. And then I did also really like how they, like I mentioned before, how they ended up like sampling the AHOF the track with their mints at the beginning of this, because it's just like a good leeway into like transitioning over, but also like connecting both albums. And if it's kind of like them feeling like basically continuing on with like their concept like lore in a way, because I don't know, it's not really lore, but like what I mean, like whatever, like because I feel like Rendezvous kind of has that deep meaning as well, kind of similar to Pinocchio. That's why I was saying they kind of are like the vibes are not like super similar, but I feel like the meaning and like sentimentality of both of them are kind of like similar in that way, as like very like they're like dramatic, but also like not dramatic, but like what I mean, like it's supposed to like make you think and make you like feel a certain way about the song and like be able to relate to it. I feel like that's what both of them do. So it was just like interesting to see like how they continue on from the last album and how much they've grown and how much they like wanted to like show like maybe like a different style of music. Like I mentioned before, like we got a good amount of like different genres in Rendezvous, because I feel like Rendezvous like itself was more like reminding me of like older gen style, but then we also had like the cutesy songs with Cosmic Underdog, and then The Universe was also very much more cutesy, but then Incomplete was more like I said, R&B based, but like very like also reminded me of like older like older like 2000s like R&B. I don't know why, like, and like very more sentimental in that way. So it's like interesting to see like how they've grown thus far, even though it's only been like the second album, because I know that is a worry, I feel like, for a lot of groups whenever they have such a like a great like debut album that it garners attention and like builds up the fan base, and then once they like have their first comeback, it's very nerve-wracking for groups, because like it's very much make or break in that way, where like either people are gonna be like people are expect so much of the second of the like first comeback, because like it's basically gonna determine, for the most part, like not determine like completely like what their style is gonna be, but like just to see like how they've grown, or like how what has changed, and like how they've developed since the first album, which I know hasn't been that long, but it's just how it is in I feel like in the K-pop industry. It's like them like keeping it like it make, because how impactful Who We Are was, like people like were like, oh, like I have to keep an eye out now for what second album, like their comeback album, is gonna be like, because what is gonna be different, like what has like changed, what how have they grown from like the first album, and like how is it like still connecting with how the color of their group is gonna be, like in terms of like that, if that makes sense, like concept wise, because like I said, they're very both like both albums are kind of similar with like the title tracks, and like how they're, like I mentioned before, like they're very like sentimental, and they like the sound was like very like similar, but it like makes sense again, because like El Capitan did like write on both albums, so like it makes sense that it's gonna be like similar in some ways, but it's still like you get to hear a little bit, it's a little bit different, and that like it's more darker in that way, and like a lot more like I said, it made me like really get emotional, more so like than Rendezvous did, because Rendezvous, like I didn't get super emotional. I got more emotional with Little Star, right? And like that's another thing. Like Little Star was like a ballady type, so we got like there's a good variety in Who We Are, basically, right? And then this is like getting to test the waters with something else different from the first album. So that's why it's also, like I said, a very like kind of worrisome, like for them, like I feel like for like the group, and then also like for like the fans, because like I feel like a lot of us have like high expectations after we really liked the first album, and it's just like them kind of thinking, and as well as like the company, with them like talking about telling them like what the concept was going to be about this time around, because like them trying to like be everyone's like expectations, and like what they hope to like hear from them in a way, which I don't think I had like my expectations weren't like, oh my god, like it has to be like greater or whatever. I was just more so like, oh, like I'm just interested to see like what they're gonna bring to the table this time around, like I said, what's changed, and what kind of like vibe they're gonna go for, which I like I said, very much like loved this album, and the title track especially more so. Like I agree with JL saying how he thought that this album, like this title track, he liked it a lot more than Rendezvous. Not that I don't like Rendezvous, but like it's just like this hit me a lot more harder than I did not think it was gonna do. Like just like the meaning, and like I said, how you're able to relate to the lyrics, to like, and the feelings of that, and like just how beautifully they were able to portray it in the MV. So that's why I was just like, oh, like I think it did like knock Rendezvous out of the like the like place I had in my heart, but it always will like have a special place, especially for them as well, and like for the fans, because it's like the album, it's the debut album, it's like what set the tone, like what introduced them as a group, right? But then from now on, like it's us kind of having to like see, getting to see how they grow, and like how what things like musically changes for them as well, because like even though they are we didn't have Chen this time around, like I can still like I'm able to clearly see like, oh, like I would like it makes me miss him more with the title track, but also like I can see like how he could have fit perfectly in with this, and I'm like really looking forward to when he's able to like once he recovers, and like once they have their like next comeback, which is probably gonna be like next year, right? Like getting to see him like fully recovered and be like come back, and like them kind of getting to like grow together again, and see how what changes until then, right? But anyways, I guess we're gonna have to wait for that lyric video because I'm like I definitely want to do like more of like a deeper look into like the meaning and also just kind of see if I'll be able to rank them this time around because I don't think I like I said I don't think I can do it this time just because I really like all the songs and I think I'm gonna have to listen to them a couple more times to determine which one I like more over the other. But so far, I think I would say I think for sure I think it's gonna have to be so far the title track is still like my favorite, but I think Never Lose You might be a close second. But I guess we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. Like, I don't know, it could change. Like, it always ends up changing. I end up like sometimes I like one song more than the other, but then after I listen to a whole bunch of times, like I mentioned before, it ends up changing in my order. Like, I end up appreciating those songs as well. But, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know it got a little bit long of me like kind of talking and like kind of like, explaining some like things that like about the like growth and like just cause like it's I don't think I think this is like the first like I mentioned before this is like the first time I'm like following a group from like pre-debut to like debut and then like so closely because I haven't even done that for Boy Next Door. Boy Next Door I didn't get into them until like a couple months after their debut had already passed. So it's me like this is like me like more getting like delving in like more into them because like it's me getting to like experience and like fully like getting to like immerse myself and see how like things have changed, right? But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed and I shall see you in the next one.